Hi, Team X is very excited to present to you RecycleBot, a solution to break recycling barriers by simplifying the process. Singapore's non-domestic recycling rate of 70% is currently on track to the country's target of 80%. However, for domestic waste, the rate is as low as 13%, a far cry from achieving the country's target of 30% by the year 2030. The first major contributing factor is contamination. It is found that 40% of the collected recyclables cannot be recycled due to contamination. In the long process of recycling, there are many checkpoints where an item can be rejected, and once an item is contaminated, the entire batch would be discarded as normal waste. The second major factor is inconvenience. Surveys reveal that Singaporeans find it too cumbersome to fit recycling into their daily lives. It's too difficult to make recycling a sustainable habit. If this trend continues, the already shortened lifespan of Singapore's only active landfill would be in jeopardy. Existing initiatives like government-issued bins may increase awareness, but is this really enough? The problem statement we are working on right now is low domestic recycling rates in Singapore's public housing estates, and how might we increase this rate, make the process more convenient, less of a hassle, and reduce the number of contaminated items entering the recycling system. Analyzing the competition against needs of users, we realize that these solutions do not entirely meet convenience requirements. In fact, they provide incentives to invest in manpower, which incurs far too high costs for them to be sustainable long-term solutions.
We introduced RecycleBot, a robot that functions with government-issued bins and integrates into existing recycling award point systems. How does RecycleBot work for you? Let's take a look at Benny. Benny lives in HDB and has items he would like to recycle. He places them into his government-issued recycling bin. Once the bin is filled up, he leaves it outside his door. RecycleBot, along its regular route, goes door to door and empties the bin. Machine vision technology is utilized to detect contaminated items in the bin and separates these items. RecycleBot transports the recyclables and deposits the verified clean collection into a communal recycling bin. Now the items in the bin have a higher probability of making it to the end of the recycling process. RecycleBot fills in the gaps in the market with automated doorstep collection while sufficiently reducing the risk of contamination. RecycleBot becomes the bridge between existing services and initiatives. We'd like to invest the winnings from this challenge into the development of our prototype, followed by the application of grants from local banks and government agencies to further fund the development and operation costs. It is our plan to rent the robots as a service to waste management agencies and add on sales of operation and maintenance service tier packages. It is our target by the fifth year of our incorporation that we will deploy RecycleBot at 10% of HDB blocks nationwide and reach at 30% by the end of 2035. With RecycleBot, we expect to increase the domestic recycling rate by twofolds and decrease the risk of contaminated recyclables by over 50% over a 5-year period. Team X is led by Shumin, an expert in software intelligence. Manman is our head of technical solutioning, manufacturing, and production. Vijay with his expertise in robotics and prototyping, followed by Charmaine for her expertise in product and hardware design. We hope to bring on board a member with business development expertise to drive our business and mapping strategy. RecycleBot, redefining your recycling routine. Thank you.